Did you know that the people with the boring jobs are often the ones retiring early, taking 6 vacations a year and sleeping soundly at night? Meanwhile, many of those who were told to follow their passion are burning out, facing crushing financial insecurity, and starting to question every choice they've ever made. This is the boring Joe paradox. The uncomfortable truth that the least glamorous careers might actually lead to the most satisfying lives. We've been fed a consistent message for decades: do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. It's a beautiful thought. It's inspiring. It sounds like the ultimate goal. But what if this piece of wisdom, repeated by everyone from career counselors to influencers, is actually making millions of people miserable? Today, we're going to challenge that sacred cow of career advice. We're going to look at the hidden costs of following your passion and reveal why those stable, predictable, even boring jobs might be the real secret to a life well lived. This isn't about settling. It's not about giving up on your dreams. It's about making smarter choices based on reality, not on an Instagram-friendly fantasy of what work should be. The modern passion economy is everywhere you look. It's the freelance graphic designer, the startup founder, the content creator, all telling us that our work must be our primary source of meaning. But what does the data actually tell us? According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average person now changes jobs about 12 times in their career. The gig economy has exploded to include nearly 36% of American workers. We were sold on flexibility and purpose. But what many of us actually got was financial insecurity and chronic stress. A Federal Reserve survey found that 35% of Americans couldn't cover an unexpected $400 emergency expense. That number spikes to over 60% for freelancers and gig workers. Think about that. The fundamental human need for security. Something psychologist Abraham Maslow placed second only to food and water in his hierarchy of needs, has been culturally demoted. We've been taught to see the pursuit of security as an afterthought, almost something to be ashamed of. But there is another path. It's just not sexy enough to go viral on TikTok. While private sector pensions have all but vanished, 86% of state and local government employees still have access to them. The median public sector pension provides around $24,000 a year. It's not lavish, but it is a genuine safety net in a world that has very few. Think about jobs in public utilities, water management, or transportation departments. These sectors offer remarkable stability. A water treatment specialist with 10 years of experience can earn between $70,000 and $100,000 a year in many cities, with healthcare benefits that would make most private sector employees weep with envy. And the time off. Federal employees receive an average of 43 paid days off per year when you combine vacation, holidays, and sick leave. That's nearly 9 weeks. And the idea that these jobs are soul-crushing? A federal employee viewpoint survey found that 73% of federal workers report finding meaning and purpose in their work. Why? Because stable systems allow you to achieve mastery. And mastery brings its own deep, quiet kind of satisfaction. The paradox is this: when your basic needs are securely met, you have more, not less. Freedom to pursue what actually matters to you. Now let's talk about something economists call the passion tax. It's the financial penalty people pay to work in so-called desirable industries. A 2019 study in the Journal of Political Economy found that workers in creative fields earn, on average, 20% less than people with similar skills in less desirable industries. You are literally paying a fifth of your potential salary for the privilege of doing what you supposedly love. The entertainment industry is a brutal example. We see the A-listers on the red carpet, but the reality is that 90% of Screen Actors Guild members earn less than $5,000 a year from acting. The median salary for journalists has fallen 17% since 2004 when you adjust for inflation. And those exciting tech startups, the failure rate is around 90%. Often after founders have worked 80-hour weeks for years. What's truly insidious is how these industries exploit passion as a substitute for fair compensation. "You should be grateful for the opportunity" becomes the excuse for unpaid internships, constant overtime, and wages that never seem to rise. The psychological toll is even worse. When your entire identity is wrapped up in your profession, as passion careers demand, a professional setback feels like an existential crisis. A failed project isn't just a failed project. It's a personal failure. The data on work-life balance tells a story that rarely makes headlines. A 2022 Gallup study found that employees with clearly defined roles and consistent expectations reported 53% less burnout than those in more fluid, creative environments. It turns out that structure isn't the enemy of well-being. It's often the enabler of it. Workers in regulated industries with a standard 40-hour workweek report, having an average of 5.2 hours of leisure time each workday. Compare that to just 3.4 hours for people in passion industries like fashion, entertainment, and tech startups. But perhaps the most telling piece of evidence comes from a long-term study out of the University of Pennsylvania. It found that having a clear separation between your work life and your personal life was a stronger predictor of long-term happiness than whether or not you reported loving your job. Let that sink in. Here is the reality check. Your job doesn't have to be your calling. It can simply be the thing that funds your actual life. The thing that allows you to build relationships, pursue hobbies, travel, and grow as a person. There is profound dignity and wisdom in that approach, not failure. So where are these stable, well-compensated roles that fly under the radar? First, look at industries that have consistent demand, no matter what the economy is doing. Water management, electrical utilities, healthcare administration, government compliance, insurance underwriting. These sectors don't disappear in a recession. Second, consider roles that require specialized knowledge that most people don't have the patience to acquire. Think tax assessment, electrical grid management, or municipal bond analysis. These fields often have more jobs than qualified people to fill them. The Bureau of Labor Statistics Occupational Outlook Handbook is an underutilized goldmine. It shows you job growth projections and median salaries for hundreds of fields. Look for that sweet spot of faster than average growth and above median pay in industries that nobody is bragging about online. And don't forget location. An $85,000 salary goes a lot further in Cedar Rapids than it does in San Francisco. The key is to approach your career as a strategic life decision, not just as a search for self-expression. We've been sold a narrative that our work must be our passion, our identity, our purpose. But what if that's a modern myth that primarily benefits employers who want us to be emotionally invested enough to give more for less? The boring job paradox offers a different vision. What if work is just one part of a well-designed life, not its centerpiece? What if stability isn't settling, but a sophisticated strategy for creating the space and resources to build a life that is truly your own? The most revolutionary career move you can make might not be launching a startup. It might be taking that steady government job with good benefits and reasonable hours, and then leaving work at work. That way you can build a life rich in experiences and genuine autonomy. The ultimate irony is that by choosing stability over passion in your career, you might finally gain the freedom to pursue your authentic passions without the soul-crushing pressure to monetize them. Your music doesn't have to pay the rent to bring you joy. Your art doesn't need thousands of followers to be meaningful. Perhaps the truly radical act in today's hustle culture isn't to follow your passion into exhaustion. It's having the wisdom to separate your income from your identity and finding a deeper fulfillment in the balance. Has your perspective on work and career shifted after watching this? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Are you team passion or team stability? Or have you found a middle path? If you found value in this breakdown of the boring job paradox, please hit that like button and subscribe for more evidence-based perspectives that challenge conventional wisdom. And remember that sometimes the most profound life decisions are the least Instagram-worthy. Thanks for watching.